If you're interested in new construction homes in Palm Beach, if you're interested in new construction homes specifically in Boca Raton, Florida, if that's the case, this video is for you. Welcome to Lotus Palm. Lotus Palm is located in one of the most sought-after areas in Palm Beach. It is in the heart of central Boca Raton, Florida. This week we're going to check out the community of Lotus Palm. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome. If this is your first time to our channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button there over in the corner. While you're at it, ring that bell. What that'll do is that'll notify you each time we put out new videos. We put out new videos every single week. So if you're wondering what it's like to eat, sleep, and drink in this beautiful part of the world we call South Florida, this channel is for you. 16 years ago, my family and I relocated to this part of the world we called South Florida and Palm Beach, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find an honor to help people, perhaps like you, do exactly the same thing. We've helped so many people relocate to South Florida, and we absolutely love it. So you're thinking about what's involved when it comes to relocating to Palm Beach and South Florida. You have questions and you want them answered by people who have actually done it before. Well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us on our team. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen is our phone number. You can either call or text that number. Two great ways are in the description and in the comments section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is that'll help set up some times that we could speak either through a phone call or through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating to here to sunny South Florida. This week we are exploring new construction homes in the southern part of Palm Beach County. The community is called Lotus Palm, and it's taking after the original community nearby called Lotus. What is truly unique about this community is the location. The location is like no other. They actually have an entrance on the main road through Boca Raton, which is Glades Road. What we find in the southern part of Palm Beach County is that a lot of these new construction communities, and I'll go right through what some of them are. There was Dakota, there's Boca Bridges, there's Lotus, there's Equus. If you go further north in Boynton, there's all those Canyons communities. There's all the Valencias that are there, which is also a GL Homes builder, which is the builder we're going to be talking about today that produces this community. But all those communities are off Lyons Road. This one is too, but the thing about this one is it's so far south that it actually butts up against the main road in central part of Boca Raton, Florida. Everyone knows Boca Raton, Florida, or so it seems. If you know South Florida and Palm Beach, Boca Raton is one of the biggest cities here in Palm Beach County. In fact, when we first knew that we wanted to move to Florida, our family 16 years ago, and then we decided we wanted to move to Palm Beach County. We first looked in Boca Raton. We ended up going somewhere else, but we first looked there because it's one of the more recognizable names. It also has a certain allure to it. When you hear Boca Raton, you think of a pristine, you think of quality, you think of the lifestyles, the rich and famous type of stuff. But there's a certain allure with the name Boca Raton. The funny thing about the communities just north of Lotus Palm is like as an example, there's bridges, Boca Bridges. There's 7 bridges and Boca Bridges. They're actually borderline Boca Raton and Delray Beach. So technically, there's one or two of those communities are not really in Boca Raton, but they use the Boca Raton address, the name, because they know there's that allure to it. So the original Lotus community was 804 homes. It's just about sold out. In fact, there are some quick delivery homes that they're getting ready to close that out. In fact, I have a sheet right here. There are actually 5 homes left, quick delivery homes that are available currently in the community of Lotus. But let's talk about Lotus Palm. Currently, if you look at Lotus Palm, you are looking at here we are, the end of 2022. You are looking at the models in Lotus, because they're all the same models. The builder's GL, and what they're doing is they're currently in construction of the models on the premises in Lotus Palm, and they expect to have the models up and running early next year, 2023. One of the great things about the location is it's on Glades, but it's also near the Turnpike, the Florida Turnpike. So this makes it an ideal location for people who have to or want to commute into Fort Lauderdale. Makes an easy hop, skip, and a jump onto the Turnpike into Fort Lauderdale and into downtown Miami. So the main road through to get into the community, which is currently under construction, comes off Glades. There's a community there, an older community of townhouses on both sides. What they did is they sort of, the GL did is they took that road and they basically are going to beautify it. So you have a nice long entrance in from Glades Roads into onto the entrance, and I saw a rendition of the entrance, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be when you approach it, it's going to be, the stature is just going to be grand. One thing I have to say, when you're looking at new construction homes in the southern part of the county, the prices are higher. So we do a lot of videos, and you've seen them if you people who follow our channel on Westlake and in Avenir. Avenir is actually competes in price, but in general, this area, Western Boca, Western Delray, is going to be higher in price. Looking at the Boca Bridges and the Seven Bridges, when they marketed that community about a few years ago, they marketed to high-end people coming from the Northeast. And in fact, when they sold the models, they had some kind of crazy process, and I was told about how it went and whatnot. But some people listened to the consultant as guides. They got their homes. People who didn't. But the last home that sold in Boca Bridges actually went for $7 million. Now, I say that not because these homes are $7 million, but I say this because it is good to know when you have neighbors that have homes that are worth a lot of money and a lot of value, it is going to help the market value of this community. What's great about this community is they have models for everybody. It's an all-age community, let me say that. GL is known to do a lot of 55 and older communities. They do a lot of those Valencia communities that you've seen. In our area, I think there's 10 or 11 now. Valencia this, Valencia that. They're currently, I did a video on the most recent one they're working on, which is called Valencia Grand. But they're known for those 55 and older communities. This is not a 55 and older community at Lotus Palm. The models vary drastically in terms of size. You have the smallest model is just slightly under 2,000 square feet, and everything in between up until the largest model, which is a little bit over 5,000 square feet under air. When we say under air here in Florida, that's living. When we say living space here, you hear under air. It's just sort of the same thing. And the reason is in Florida, we quantify living space as space that's under air conditioning. So in terms of pricing, now here we are at the end of 2022, and if you see this video later, next year, 2023, and so on, prices will definitely be different. Mark my words. And the lot size, the lot prices are always different. Lot prices, they vary. They're very volatile, let's put it that way. But today, you can get in the smallest lot. The smallest home is roughly 1.1 million. The largest home is roughly 2 million. That's just the base price of the home. And one thing that I always tell people, be careful when you're looking at new construction sites online, because basically what they do is they're telling you the price, they're quoting you the price without options, they're quoting you the price without the land. Before I go into the prices, the current prices of the land, I need to mention this. It is very important, in our opinion, to get independent representation when you are looking at new construction. And let me give you an idea of what that looks like. Having a realtor help represent you in your interest is a big benefit to you. If you go directly to the builder and to their sales center, you are essentially working with the builder, with the seller of the property directly. You are working with directly an employee of the builder We at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, we will help represent you. We'll help you throughout help you look over the contract. We'll be there during the inspections. We'll give you guidance on what to expect. Remember this too. We don't have a pony in the race here. You know, we will help guide you, whether it's this community or that community, or maybe not even new construction at all. We just want you happy. We want to help you find the best fit for you. We have a transaction coordinating team that will help you. What they do is they will let you know what's going on with the process. They will also help keep the builder accountable. That's something I think is really important. We will be in contact with them and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. The cost for you for having independent representation out of your pocket is zero. What we do is we get paid by the builder. The builder's happy to do it, and you can even ask them. They want people like us. They want a relocation team like we have, help introduce them to people looking to come to this area and eventually be happy homeowners in their new community. If you have any questions about what that process looks like, reach out to our team. We'd be happy to help. On the lot sizes and prices and so forth. So one of the things that we have noticed in the last few years is certainly market prices have escalated in terms of homes, but even more so has been lots. What is great about this community, in my opinion, is that the lot pricing is still very reasonable. I see places up in northern Palm Beach, like in Avenir, where they have had crazy price increases there. They actually have lots at Lotus Palm. They actually have lots at zero, so lot premiums. The lots that the size of a lot start at 50 for the smaller collection. Start at 50 feet wide. The larger collection goes about 62 feet wide. They're both about 130, and the highest price currently for a lot price at Lotus Palm is $200,000. Now, what makes up the component of that pricing is really, a lot of it has to do with whether you're on water. There's a higher demand for homes on water for whatever reason. Other people prefer privacy and don't want to be, they'd rather back up to something where they're not, they don't see their neighbors. That's great. In fact, that's how I live, and I prefer it because it gives me some privacy in my yard. But there are people who insist on water, and if you're gonna buy a home on a site, on water, expect to pay more money. Now let's go check out some of the models. There are literally 14 models here at Lotus Palm. As I mentioned, they're going to open the models on site in early next year, 2023. But here's a couple of models I was able to tour just recently. One of the more popular models is Samantra. I love this entrance. Quite elegant. The smallest model is the Bora, and the Maldives is the largest, but this is a very popular one. What I like about this is that it goes, if you like a lot of windows, I see people that like a lot of windows, and this is something that would appeal to them. They're getting away from dining rooms, formal dining rooms, and this is a very common Florida layout right now. So this is, they have a fireplace. Fireplaces are more aesthetic here in Florida. We don't get that hot, as you can imagine, in the wintertime. So a lot of them are either gas or electric, and they're really mainly for show. What I like about what they've done here is they have a pool area. So of the models they have here, it's good to have a pool. Most of the buyers that we find coming to this area in Boca, Del Rey area are from up north. So this is why they come to Florida, is for this exactly. So water lots are going to be more expensive. Figure on about $100,000, but if you're okay with being not on water, you can literally get a lot with a zero lot price here at Lotus Palm. Here we are in the Maldives. This is their largest model. This is a nice large open area, but one of the things, I think the extra that this model brings is we come all the way back here, and we got a whole nother world back here. So it starts, the smallest model is the Bora. The Maldives is the largest, and you have lots of living space here in this model. One of the things I always say is that when you come into the models, you have to recognize that a lot of these are upgrades. This is, they use the GE family here. This is a GE monogram. But rest assured, when you buy a home here, you're going to want to put some options into it. And when you come into the models, generally speaking, they're loaded with upgrades. So let me discuss the amenities. At Lotus, the original Lotus, they already have the clubhouse. I've toured that. The Lotus Palm, their clubhouse is under construction still, so we don't really know exactly what it's going to be. But I've seen renditions of it, and for the most part, the clubhouse expected to be similar to what you see over at Lotus. The clubhouse at Lotus Palm will be about the same size as what you have at Lotus. Now, Lotus is 800 and change in homes, and Lotus Palm is 525 homes. So they're going to be less people there, less homes there, less residents. So they are putting in less tennis courts. They're putting in less pickleball courts, which, by the way, pickleball is like a competitive, super competitive sport down here. They have competitions and championships and all kinds of nonsense here. That's not really nonsense. It's actually pretty fun. Not that I've played it, but I've watched it, and I love competition. But they have it's a big thing here, and the amenity center at Lotus Palm is going to be crazy. Don't know how well you can see it, but that's sort of where, you know, Lotus Palm, that's sort of where Lotus Palm looks like now. The amenities on Lotus, that's Lotus, I should say. This is the map of what Lotus Palm is going to look like. Reach out to our team if you want us to send you some of this stuff. It's going to be, again, it's going to be as big. Both communities, Lotus Palm included now, is going to have they have restaurants on premises. So what's nice about it is they have a restaurant literally adjacent to the pool. They have an incredible workout area. The gym is going to be, the fitness center is going to be open 24/7. It has a separate entrance. So while the clubhouse and everything might close in the middle of the day and all that kind of stuff, which they will. I'm sorry, it'll close at night, I should say. So they don't want people, you know, swimming at midnight in the pool. You can get access to the gym through a separate entrance. So they thought these things through. There's going to be a total of 3 pools there. They have a lap pool, they have a resort pool, they have spas and stuff. So it's going to be like you're living in a resort every day, 7 days a week. Now, the HOA is a little bit on the higher side compared to other communities in the area. Well, maybe not compared to like Boca Bridges and stuff, but compared to northern Palm Beach, it's $679 per month. There's no membership. I got to say that because in Boca Raton, there are lots of membership communities. This is not a membership community. There is nothing you need to apply to and all that. But the HOA gets you a lot. It has the amenities. It has the landscaping for the exquisite entrance. And it's taken care of by the HOA. They also take care of your landscaping in your yard, which is a pretty big deal. There's not any, in speaking to about some of the details of the HOA, they're not including cable, and the reason is most people are not using cable anymore. They're going to streaming and so forth, so they're not doing that. They do have a man's gate, and that costs money. And that's sort of the prestige. A lot of the newer communities in the northern part of Palm Beach are going to a virtual gate. Lotus Palm is sparing no expense. They will have a man's gate. And if you go through the clubhouse, there's a lot of neat stuff there too. They have a kids center. They have a game room in the kids center. They have a card room. So if you want to, you know, have a poker tournament or stuff like that, they have that there. They have all these little separate rooms in addition to the great resort style stuff they have at the clubhouse and the amenities at Lotus Palm. One of the most frequent questions we get living in Palm Beach, Florida, is about the schools. So what do you think about the schools is what we get asked. So here, I actually have this, and reach out to our team if you want me to actually could send this to you, and we can explain to you over the phone some of the what's involved with the schools and getting in. There's something I want to bring up real quick after this regarding that, which is important. But they have the 3 schools that they are districted for in this community. Olympic Heights being the high school. They're all A rated. Olympic Heights is, we had our kids consider going there, even though we're about a half hour away from the school. People from all around want to go there as a magnet school because they have programs that are incredible. This list also has an enormous amount of private schools. So if you choose to spend a little bit extra money, or in some cases a lot of extra money, on education for your kids, there's no shortage of excellent private schools in the area around Lotus Palm. Now, if you are coming, or your relocation, which a lot of people are, a lot of people coming to this area are relocation people coming from the north, escaping the cold. If you are one of those people and you're looking to navigate the schools, here's some good news for you. What they've worked out over there at Lotus Palm is that let's say if you move in the middle of the year and your home is being built, you can help navigate the beginning of the year by showing the school and the school district your contract that you are planning to live in Lotus Palm. Build time, to be built is estimated to be this date. They will allow you to enter the school early, even though you don't live there. So as an example, we do this a lot. We get people that move here in new builds, and they rent here perhaps for a few months before, maybe even as much as a year before. And what they'll do is they'll go to the school that they want for that community just by showing the contract, and that works. So that's a way to navigate the schools when you relocate here. I know it's a little bit complicated. Reach out to our team. I'd love to explain how that works. It truly is a glamorous location. It truly is a glamorous builder, glamorous homes. Some of the little things that you might take for granted. When you walk in, the models are obviously decked out, but I always look at the height of the ceilings. There are a couple of models in there that actually have 12-foot ceilings in the rooms. If you look at some of the entrances, which you've seen in the video here, there are some pretty grand entrances and high ceilings. So what really I think, again, there are some rooms that have 12-foot ceilings, and I look at that because that to me is a great determination of the quality of the work, and GL does good work. They do have incentives currently. They don't always have incentives, but in the current environment, and it changes. By the time you see this video, there's a good chance that incentives, if there are any, have changed. But if you work with their lender, if you work with their title company, which most people do, they will give you incentives. Currently, it's about $15,000, and you can't put those through options to your options in this case. But you are able to, in this incentive, put it towards closing costs. So you can basically, depending on the model you buy, you can essentially have most of your closing costs covered just by using their lender and their title company. Again, reach out to our team. We'll tell you how that works. If you're looking for a great community and a prestigious address such as Boca Raton, you should really consider Lotus Palm. South Florida, Palm Beach, Boca Raton, paradise here in South Florida.